more money from your legitimate businesses than you ever did from crime. So what were your businesses in sort of 50s and 60s?
Well, I was in the scrap metal business for quite a number of years, and I opened later, after my first sentence, set up Atlantic Machines in Soho, where fruit machines and all sorts of Italian restaurants, bars, and with the help of people like Albert Dines, who used to ring them up and say, look, I've got a friend who wants to put a machine in your place, and so we had more sites than we had machines, or money for machines at one time.
And you also had a scrap metal business?
Yeah, I had a scrap metal business, and after I come out after that first sentence, I bought a company with some help, and I was the sole contractor for the Thames Barrier. I had 32 skips both sides of the river, and that went on for 8 years or something, yeah.
So you were a very wealthy young man?
Yes, I was a getter.
You were a getter. Do you think that was because you wanted to be a good provider? Was it because your dad was away and you got your mum and your nan, or was it just something in you?
I've always had a good work ethic. I've never been frightened to go to work, get my hands dirty and things like that. So, you know, maybe that's helped me a lot.
Well, you also always had a love of boxing and sport in general. And
Yeah.
was your dad a fighter? Or I've seen pictures of him. He was a very big bloke. I mean, was he an influence on you?
Yeah, my dad did box at Blackfriars Ring under the name of Charlie Spinks. They used to box under different names in them days. And so there was a bit of that in the family, yeah.
Okay, well I'm going to hand over to the audience, I think, now, because maybe, is there anyone here who knew Eddie in the 50s or the 60s, or who lived in Camberwell, or anything that you remember from that time about Eddie? Anybody? Okay.
Can you raise your hand, please?
Mickey too.
Well, as Eddie knows, I've known him most of my life, and if we go back a long way, and I just put my hand up because nobody else did. So, but Eddie knows I'm here anyway. But he's a good friend of mine, and he always will be.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you. Used to be in print. Used to be a printer, and
Ed?
same pubs.
Eddie, now I know you were a draftsman. Did you never realise that your abilities as a draftsman could lead on? Because I looked at some of your paintings, and you don't remind me of anybody, which is good. And this is not really showing the lines or the technique. At what stage, when you were, excuse the expression, banged up, did you realise you could paint?
Well, in prison, you've got an opportunity, and lots of people have got the opportunity of making it pay while they're in prison. Why waste the time? You're going to spend that time in prison. So, I done computer courses, went to the art class, started learning different, learning to do various things, and started to paint. And once I realised that I could paint, it wasn't too difficult for me. I got better at it, and you can see the results of some of the paintings here.
Okay.
If you go